everyone. Hopefully we're live now. Just do a quick sound check. Please let me know if you can hear me, Jamie. One more thing I forgot to turn on. Yay, we have sound. Hey Deborah, hey Marianne. I got one more little thing I forgot to turn on. I apologize, I'm running a few minutes late, guys. I had to get dressed. We're going to dinner for mine and my sister-in-law's birthday. Let's see. Here we go. All right, let me run a quick test. And it looks like it's working. Perfect. Hi, Sue. All right, let's play the intro and we'll go ahead and get started, guys. Hey everybody. Hi Pamela. And Sue is over there dancing. We see her. I just wanted to come on quick before we get started and say thank you to all of my supporters and my moderators for helping me this last couple of weeks get everything revamped and going. Next week we're going to be revamping and working on YouTube a little bit and making things better. And you saw the splash screen tonight and a little sample of what that's going to look like. I apologize, my puppy is upset because company just left and she misses them. It's okay. She doesn't like it when people leave. So she's crying just a little bit here. I am doing a quick tutorial tonight just for you guys for close to my heart, and I'm throwing in a couple of extra little things just as thank you for your support. And thank you, Sue. Get things going. I will be live tomorrow, even though it's my birthday, and we're going to do some type of 3D project out of Design Space. It's not something I designed, but we're going to cover some stuff on Design Space and do a project straight from there to help some of the newer people understand how to customize and create those Make It Now projects and show them a few tips and tricks. So that's what we're going to be doing tomorrow at noon. I still don't know what it is. I will try when I get home from dinner tonight to get that live posted so that you guys can get a heads up and cut it and put it together along with us if you want to. Y'all are not underdressed. Trust me, you are not. I did get my room together. Y'all can't see much of it. The island is back here. The cabinet is over here. I can give y'all probably a little sneak peek of what's inside. Some of you saw the pictures and things like that, but I do have my close to my heart workstation set up in there, my sewing. So lots of space, and things are starting to come together so that we can make tons and tons of files for you guys. You're in your sweats. You guys are fine. I'm pretty sure all of you are beautiful just like you are. So that being said, let's go over to the screen. I still have to, maybe you guys should help me and tell me what I should put on my walls. I've thought of everything from gratitude to passion to inspire, teach, but I got to put something on the wall here behind me and above my cabinets and stuff like that, and I just haven't decided what yet. So if you guys have ideas, shoot them to me. I may snap one of those up for my wall decor. So let's go over and take a look. This is what we're going to, I said I was going to the screen, but I'm actually going here. This is the card that we're going to do, and it's just a little cute little elf card. And these were created by hand drawing and on the lines. These are not stamps. The elf image itself and the little sign is a stamp, but the hand drawing here, these are stamps. The special delivery is a stamp, but then we have our hand drawn lines. And that's part of the look of this card. But that's what we're going for. These papers are out of the Close to My Heart November, December 2019 catalog, and you'll get this catalog if you place an order. They did make it available early, so there are some of the items in there that you can order, and this is what we're going for. This is the look that we're doing. I did this from the card kit, Holly Jolly card kit, Workshops Your Way, and you get your, let's see, where is it at? You get your thin cuts and your stamps in this. You get your Holly Jolly sheets, which are all the colors of cardstock that we have over here. And show you, they are double-sided. This is out of the bulk cedar and pine bulk, so if you guys want that, you'll have to order that one separate. But you're getting the Holly Jolly that has the green dots on the back. So if you guys can see those. It has the pink, the black, and the white. All of these colors are in there, the white daisy. And then I did a little extra side project, and I used the bulk cedar and pine, which has the green plaid and the poinsettias on the back. And then I did the mix-in as well, which has all the names of the reindeer on it. Lots of pretty papers in that catalog, guys. Don't just look at this one page. Lots of stuff in there. And in that card kit, you get your thin cuts and your stamps. You get your card bases and envelopes. You get all of that in there. You're going to get the silver embellishing thread, which I'll show you here in a moment. You get 16 of the envelopes. And then you're also going to get printed instructions, so you have several different layouts that you can do with these cards to make the most and use the most of your paper without wasting it. Now, if you cut on the Cricut rather than cutting it by hand, you will lose some of the paper, of course, because we have that border, and you won't be using that. So there are some really, really fun and some really nice stuff in this Christmas catalog, guys. You're going to love it. They also have the Holly Jolly dots, and they also have the Build a Plaid stamps, where you can make your own plaid papers with your stamps and inks. I'm not sure what page that is on, but you guys take a look. Close to My Heart, link below in the description of the video, and take a look at all the Christmas stuff. It's awesome. We're going to be using several of the things out of there today. The little extra that I have for you guys, these are phone templates, in case you guys don't know what those are. I have a clear case, so I just pop my case off and pop them in there so that I can change these out anytime that I want to without having to peel off vinyl and scratch my phone and stuff like that. So Jamie was kind enough, I lost my template, she was kind enough to give me hers so that I could share it with you guys. Thank you for that, Jamie. If you are a supporter, you will find the template on Ko-fi. I posted it up in the post just a few minutes ago, and if you are on Patreon or Ko-fi, monthly subscribers, you can also find it over on the website craftingwithapril.co. so you can get the template for these. This is for the iPhone 10 Max. You can go online. This is a Design Space file. It is not an SVG, but you can find templates to upload for other phones too. So if you want to do that with those. But I cut this from the Close to My Heart paper. It is double-sided. I started to do the little stars or snowflakes, whatever you call, but I really like the dots. I haven't decided what I want to put on that yet, because I do put vinyl on here, and that way I don't have to put it on my phone. Then I did the Close to My Heart Cedar and Pine, and this is the textured Cricut vinyl, the foil. Love that. And then I did with the Close to My Heart, this is the mix and pack right here. It has all the names of the reindeer, and I put Rudolph on there in vinyl to stick in my case. And then I cut this just from the Cricut craft paper. It doesn't need anything else on it. I'm going to use it just like that. And this is the one I had in my phone that I had cut from some paper previously. And then I did some out of the Holly Jolly pack, the dots, and I haven't decided what I want to put on that one yet. I think I'm going to do a Santa on that one. And then I used my foil quill, and if you're using a foil quill, I have to tell you, love it, use it a lot. It's a fantastic tool, but it will void the warranty on your Cricut machine. Okay, just so you guys know that. But look how awesome that is. This is my stamp from last month where we did the truck. And I stamped my image and brought it into Design Space and cleaned it up and changed it to a draw file. And look how beautiful it came out. I don't know if you guys, it is so detailed. I don't know if the camera is going to focus on it and allow me to pick it up. But it is gorgeous. It did a beautiful job. I did use the fine tip. I mean, you can see every little nook and cranny on there. I wish that camera would actually focus on it. There we go. Look how beautiful it came out. Isn't it gorgeous? So, template is there for you guys if you want to use that. Now making this card, you're also going to need, of course, your stamp cleaner. We're not stamping tonight. I did some of this previously. Like I said, we're going to dinner, so I was trying to make this as quick as possible. But you guys saw me color in a previous video, and I will be doing more and showing you more as well. I am taking a refresher course on it as I am doing all this other stuff. So our coloring is going to get much better, so expect some really great things there. I did use some stickles, and because I'm just lousy at tying teeny tiny bows, and I still put it too low, but we'll talk about that in just a little bit. You're also going to need your ink pads. I used Intense Black because we were coloring, and this is good for your alcohol inks and your water-based inks. This is Z4189, and we used Candy Apple, the water-based dye Z6509. And I used the Clover Z6507, and I used those to stamp the red and green here, and the black is everything else. The red and green on this, we used our, well, all the coloring. We used our Spectrum Noir Tri-Blends. You can get those also at Close to My Heart. If you don't have those, or you don't want to get those, you can use your Copics, whatever you have. But I'm really liking the way these markers work. Oh, and that was my other phone case. I forgot to show you guys. Naughty Nice and I Tried. So, you're going to need the stamp blocks. And for this little one, you can get by with your teeny tiny 1x1 for stamping. And then I also used the 2x2. And I know that looks crazy, but your elf is divided into two pieces. You have his legs and you have his head. And then you have, your signs are separate in that. Where did I put it? I was going to show it to you guys. There it is. So usually I like to stamp my images and then cut them in my die cutting machine. But with this stamp, it's a little quirky, so you have to do it opposite. You need to cut your image first because your die is one piece. And then you need to stamp. And you're going to stamp his head, just his head. And then you're going to stamp his feet. Okay? So that's the way you're going to work with this die and those stamps. Because if you try to stamp it and you don't get them lined up perfectly and you go to die cut, you're going to cut his feet off or you're going to cut the top of his head off. So, just so you know. And you're also going to need you're going to need some kind of journaling pen. Something with a very, very, very fine tip. This is from Michael's. It's a artist pen. I don't know if it'll pick it up, but I'm going to try. Y'all bear with me. I've got the cameras and the lights set up, but I may need to do some adjusting on the lights. It looks like for shiny things it's not picking it up well. But this is the Faber-Castell Pitt artist pen, and it is the small. Just so you guys can see that. It is the small tip. So you'll need that, and either your glue or a tape runner or both. Of course, your scissors. And then you're going to need your twine and some dots. Now, I went ahead and colored my gift because I don't know if I'm going to do a gift or that. We'll just decide. Because you got several stamps in there. One says you're like nobody elf. And the other one says you made the nice list. So we may do that one. But I did stamp some extras in case we had some boo-boos and things like that. And I'm trying to find my black piece. There it is. There we go. I knew I had some papers here. So I am just going to go over before we start to put this together and show all of my non-close to my hearts an alternative, or even my close to my heart people. If you can't afford to get the stamps and all, right now they are on sale. If you get them, they're wonderful. It gives you that nice, smooth, rounded edge from your die cuts that you won't get cutting from your Cricut. But if you can't do that, it's totally understandable, especially this time of the year, guys. I do have an alternative for you, and I uploaded that as well. And let me show you that. Here's your phone template. It is uploaded into, I can't get my mouse to move, I apologize. There we go. It is uploaded onto the site. Let me close that out. Don't need it. And bring up this one. Now you can see that the elf and everything is just a little bit different, but this is a similar file to what I have. Instead of using the twine, I used a silver glitter pen and placed some markings and a drawn bow on there so that you can still create this card and get that look. Now you'll need to go in. I did not go that far and put your dots in on this and flatten them for print and cut, or either have your maker or your Explore Air draw you some dots down this white strip. That's the only thing that I didn't add to this file. I figured you might have stamps or something that you may want to use on that file yourself. But the elf is a print and cut. I did maneuver it a little bit to get that white background for you guys for it to cut on there and cut out his legs and everything instead of cutting it in all the little pieces that were in Design Space. And your box that is supposed to be like a journaling, it's supposed to look hand-drawn, is going to be machine drawn, so it's going to be perfectly square unless you can find another one in there that you can use somewhere that doesn't do that. So I made him big enough so that the hands would go over the lines and give it that little bit of appearance. And you can even make him a little bit bigger if you want to break up those lines on the side so it doesn't look so uniform. Because this is supposed to be a fun and quirky card, and it's not supposed to be perfect, guys. That's my take on it anyway. I wanted to make mine a little differ just a little bit. So let's go over and make this one. So let's start with our base. We're just going to fold that, and if I can find my bone folder, which is probably over at the other desk. I'm just going to use my scraper and just give it a Good little rub there. And we're going to take this red. Now you guys know me, I don't like white edges showing, so I took my red tri-blend marker and I went around the edge, okay? Just to hide my white edge on my card. And we're just going to place that on to the card base. And always, when you're doing that, in case you guys can't see, when you're doing your marker on the side, make sure your tip is pointed away from your pretty side, because if it slips, you want it to mark on the back instead of the front of your card, because it can happen. It happens to me just about every time. So I've learned to keep my pretty side away from me and my tip pointed in the same direction my pretty side is. Give that a good little rub. Sorry if I got off camera rubbing that. I'm trying to get used to my new area here. I even put up caution tape so that I would stay on camera. There we go. All right, and then next we're going to take the black piece here. And again, I don't like white edges. I took my black tri-blend and I went around the edges of that. Then we have our silver thread, which comes in that kit. And mine is unwound because accidentally my kit did not have mine in there, and they sent me some, but it wasn't in the normal packaging. So yours will be in a package wrapped around a card. I'm just going to use my tape runner and do a couple of lines on that card. And then I'm just going to stick that twine in there, or thread, and I'm just going to wrap it. And you don't want to wrap it so tightly that you bend your cardstock. So make sure that you lay it flat and to wrap. Trying to get in there. My thread was in the way. So make sure that you don't bend it. It stays flat, and just press it down. And then we're going to wrap it one more time. You can wrap it 2 or 3 times, whatever you think is enough. I might go 3 times this time. Just going to hold it flat, and then I'm just going to cut that thread off. And I'm just going to take my tape runner and I'm going to go right over the top of it. And then we're just going to line this up right on top of the red. Make sure you get it lined up and straight, and pop it down. Then the white piece here, this piece right here, I used the stamp right here. You see on, I get it upside, right here. It has like 4 sets of dots, or holly berries, whatever you want to call them. It's in 4, and I just stamped all the way down. And if you mess up, just go to the other side. So that's what I did here. And then I'm just going to use my tape runner on this too. And I'm just going to run a bead. And then I'm just going to butt that right up. Now this piece I did not cut uniform. I wanted it to be quirky. Oops, I set that down a little off. Make sure you get yours even. It'll be okay though. So we have that piece on there. And then we have my special delivery. And all I did was cut a quirky square. It's not perfectly square. It's not supposed to be. If you want it, yours, if you're doing the Design Space version, yours is going to be perfectly square, okay? And here is my other one. I'm going to show you this piece now and how I did the journaling pen. And you've got 2 chances, and then you can cut another piece too. But you're not supposed to make it straight. It's not supposed to be nice and uniform. You're just going to kind of be quirky with it and get that square. If you're not happy with it, flip it over and do the other side. Okay? But it's an elf card, right? It's not a flower card or anything like that. It's supposed to be a little quirky. So we're going to place that in the red panel. Pretty even. And just pop it down right there. And then I did the same thing with the special delivery. I stamped the special delivery and then I drew my circle or my square around that. And we're just going to pop that down. And in their photo, they had theirs come over way over. I did not make mine that big. I really, on this card, and I didn't do it, I stuck it down before I realized I wanted to kind of angle it. So I'm going to angle this one just like that. And then I'm going to use my little holly berry, and because it's so tiny, I'm going to use glue on that. And I wanted to put it like right there. Okay. How cute is that? And then of course they tied a teeny tiny bow and put it right here. I'm not that good at tying bows. I may try it. I think I did tie one and it's here somewhere. It's really small. So I've lost it, and so I opted for my stickles. So that's what I did there. Don't need these envelopes in the way. I think, guys, I want to go with You Made the Nice list on this one. So let's get our pens out, and I am using the dark red, but I'm using the light end of the dark red blend. Okay, because we want it to look, we want this guy to look kind of vintage. And then I just colored in every other one on this. However it works out. There's one, his hand is in, supposed to be red, but I don't know if I can get those two little dots. I'll try. But we're going for a little bit of a vintage look here. And the sign, oops, that didn't work out even. I must have started in a different place on the other one. We're just going to live with it. So what I did next was I took my dark end. Cap that back. I took the dark end and I went near the lines, staying out of the center of it. Let me just start with a new one since I really messed that one up. I knew I made extra for a reason. Let's see. Okay, I did start on my corners. Just gonna start with the dark on this so that you guys can see. But I went around the edge, leaving the center lighter. And some of these spaces are really small, so don't worry if you cover the whole thing in. There's a way to work on getting that light source back in there. There we go. Oops. Gotta finish it, April. Well, it still didn't work out this time. I don't know. We're going to leave it. So let's go back to the light and go right back over it. Gotta have the lines. Color outside the lines. Y'all don't pay attention to my boo-boo. We'll fix it somehow. I'll fix it. And then on his hat, we used the light green blend. And I used the dark. And I went around the edges. And you don't have to be really careful, but you don't want to get in that white area. Okay, and then I just kind of thickened it up after I went around the edges. Then I went to my medium tone and I started on the dark edges and went on those dark edges as well as the light. And then I came back in with the extra light one and I went over the light part again with the light, and then I went back to the dark and gave it one more go, going a little bit thicker with my line. Not much, just a little. And then I went back to the middle. Okay, and the same with the shoes. I did a dark, I'm on the light end. I did a dark around the black lines. And then I went to the middle color and went over the entire area. And then I went in with my light and just kind of lightened it up. And it'll take it a minute to lighten up, but you can see that it will. Get in there and show you guys. It will lighten up, okay? And since I made a boo-boo with that one, we're just going to go ahead and go with the present on this one and make it look just a little bit different than this card, since I've already colored it. And I did the same thing with the gift. I did all the dark green on the lines, and then you can see leaving some light area to make it look vintage in each section. You want it to look a little older. And I went with the medium red on, oops, I forgot his jacket. And I colored his stockings. Oops, I messed up again, but oh well. They don't have to be perfect, do they? And then go in with the light. And I found that it didn't lighten up enough for me, so I used my blender and just went right in the middle of each one. And this is, it will show up, but it takes it a second. And then you'll get that light, if I can get it to focus, that light blended look you see in here. Let's get that green back and color his jacket. I'm going dark, and I'm just following the line. And then medium over the dark and exceeding it just a little bit. So I'm covering the dark as well as going up with it. And again, covering the whole thing. And bringing it up lighter. See if you guys can see that. There we go. Starting to look like your cartoon coloring. Yay! So then, and don't forget guys, this die has a cut. You want to lift this part up before you put in your gift or your sign. And then you want to place this piece in. So I'm just going to judge right there about where that's coming to, that gift is. We're going to do his hair. And I'm using the Earth Brown blend, and I use the medium one on that. And just color in the hair. And then I use the Fair Skin blend for his face. And his ear. And don't forget his hands. Okay. I had already done those, but I just wanted to make sure you guys didn't forget to do his hands. So then you've got his face colored in, and then I went back with the pale pink blend and I went with the dark end, and I kind of just made some circles right there under his eyes. Then I'm just going to flip over my present here, put a little bit of glue. You can use tape runner or whatever you want. We're going to tuck that right in there. Okay. Then you're going to flip it over. We're going to glue him down. And don't worry if you're going over some of your lines. You're supposed to make this look quirky, like I said before. How cute is he? And I think I'm going to add another holly up here, since I have one. And then I have my dots, and I use these. You can color the balls on the toes, or you can use dots, whatever you want to use for those. And let's see, I did red. I think I'm going to stay. Do I want to do green or red? I think I'm going to go green. Why not? I think I'm going to go with a darker green. Just going to put one on each one of his shoes. Come here. They don't want to play fair sometimes. And then I'm going to go with, I think I'm going to go with the bigger one. I went with the same size on the other one. I think I like it. If I can get that off there. There we go. Right there. So how cute is that, guys? And then of course you can tack down your bow or tie your bow around these threads because they do lift up. And you can tie a bow around them if you want to thread that. My fingers and my fingernails won't. Oh, there it is. I tied one. And that looks, oh, I do like it. So let me, I think I'm going to use my tape runner right here and just get a little bit so that I can bunch that up. Perfect. And then put a dab of art glitter glue and do my quirky bow. I'll trim it up after it dries and I know it's stuck down. How cute did that turn out? Super, super cute. Now these lines are drawn on the ones in the Design Space file. But so much you can do with this card, guys. So much. I am even working on a file where we can cut the elf in half. That's why I made extras. And I am trying to work out doing a slider card using him. So if you get the dies and I get that, I will make that file available to anybody who got the dies. So, does anybody have any questions? I'm glad I cut extras because I knew I was going to mess up coloring. I always do. This one came out great. I don't know how I skipped. Oh, that's how I skipped. I covered it with his hat. All right, guys. I thank you for joining me. Thank you, moderators. Thank you, patrons and Ko-fi supporters. Thank you, Close to My Heart shoppers. I appreciate you, each and every one of you. Thank you for helping me out using my links. I do earn a small commission if you purchase from me on my links or at my Close to My Heart. I thank you. Thank you, Sue. I will see you guys tomorrow at noon with a 3D project. So we will get to work on that. It will be a design space project, so if you have access, it should not cost you anything. We'll be doing an access project for that tomorrow. All right, guys, you have a wonderful night. Thank you so much. Let me know if you get stuck in the groups. If you have any design space questions, anything, ask me, ask a moderator. We're here for you. Got some new things rolling out at the first of the week. Make sure that you check in with the groups. Your things that you may not want to miss. Bye, guys. You have a great one.